All right, everybody, how are you? I just wanted to introduce you to our new algo. It's called the Smart Money Concepts algo by AlgoAI. This is by far the best algorithm that I think is on the market and that we've ever created, because the big problem is there's a lot of algos that make money over time, but they don't make them day to day. And when you have algos that lose, like, let's say $1,500 a day, it can really discourage you from running that algo the following day. So a lot of prop firm traders need to see, they need to see 100% win rate or close to it to be able to feel confident in an algorithm. Because if their algorithm is losing 50% of trades, they get a little sketched out, they get a little scared, and they need something that they can rely on. And the fact is that traders just hop from algorithm to algorithm without finding something that they can reliably run for the long term, not day to day, trying to catch a couple payouts here and there, something that they can actually just run for the long term and make money on. And the reality is, you can't trust a strategy analyzer, you can't trust a quick back test. You need something that has been ran trade for trade, that you can actually see the performance. And our Smart Money Concepts algorithm does exactly that. So I do have a full market replay recording on this website, on this page, SMC Algo. I have a setup tutorial which shows you all the settings necessary. But as you can see, I just wanted to run through. Okay, so basically how it works is it combines all four principles of the Smart Money Concepts, which are liquidity sweeps, overall market bias, fair value gaps, and order blocks, into a basically the system itself detects when there's a confluence between all four, and then it enters the trade. And it shoots for about 50 ticks of profit per trade. That can be adjusted, but it's a number that has led to 100% win rate over a month, an entire month, which is extremely strong. I mean, there are really no other algorithms that are capable of doing this. And at the end of the day, there are algorithms that might make you, 4K in a day, like trying to ride the trend in the New York session, which is good too. But those same algorithms can take large losses, leading to about a net return of something similar to this algorithm. The only difference is this doesn't take any sort of realized drawdown. It is taking intra-trade drawdown, but there's a stop loss limit that's not overly broad and not overly restrictive. It's relatively moderate in order to contain the losses as well, even if there is one. But this was an entire month replay that showed 100% win rate. And as you can see, I have a full screenshot of the trades that were taken. I have a day-to-day equity curve. I have the entire trade summary. So we can just dive into that. And we'll get to the pricing and what we can do in a bit. So let me go over to my NinjaTrader so we can take a better look. All right, so I ran a full month market replay, and we're in the process of replaying some more, but obviously it takes time. If you guys know, the strategy analyzer can give you results in a matter of seconds, but the problem with that is it's completely inaccurate. It's not reliable to any degree. So if you want reliable backtest results that you can trust, you need to look at market replay. And it's not so important to do it over a long period of time. I mean, it does help, but the fact is you just want to look at the equity curve to make sure it's not jagged, make sure it's not having, significant drops, and that it's always recovering. If I look at it over a trade by trade basis, since there was 100% win rate, the equity curve is just dead straight line. And you could see kind of when the trades were taken. This is based on entry time. So 4-2, there were 2 trades, 9 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 5:25 a.m. There were, looks like there was two trades taken on the 7th. Let's look at the daily. It's usually on average about anywhere from 2 to 4 trades a day, from 1 to 4 trades a day. So these results you can get running 1NQ, but since there's a 100% win rate, depending on the size of your account, you can scale up. The best thing to do would be relatively conservative play across a large amount of accounts. So let's say you got 30 accounts. You just use our AlgoAI trade copier that can copy from one SIM account across all of your accounts, regardless if you're using one single prop firm or if you're using, 5 different prop firms. That would be reliable because then you can get these results. You can make $7,000 off 1NQ per account per month. And now you're looking at some serious returns. Like I said, I mean, it's got a profit factor of 99. Usually you'll see something around 1 at best, because it just takes too many losses. But you can also see that, about 60% of the trades were taken in the long direction and about 30% were taken in the short direction, which shows you that it's not a long biased algorithm, which many are, just because the market consistently trends upwards over time. You can see that, it was overlaid in both directions. Another thing that I want to point out is that the average time in the market is 11.53 minutes. So, that it's not a high frequency scalper. It's not 4 seconds. Sometimes when you see an algorithm that has an average trade time of 4 seconds or like something crazy low, it's kind of a give or take because you can't account slippage, you can't account market latency to the exchange. It's tough to rely on those. Like Futures Analytica is a good example of one that looks good on paper, but when you actually apply it, you basically just end up gambling. The benefit of this is that, with an 11-minute average hold time, you're betting on the fact that the price will move, at a reasonable rate from where you entered to where you get to exit. So slippage isn't going to affect you like crazy. You're still going to be able to get your 50 ticks of profit per trade. And I know some of you guys are like, oh, but I want to ride the trend and I want to make, potentially 300 ticks in a trade. You still can do that with one of our other algorithms, like the super trend algorithm that we have. But the only thing you have to take into account there is that not every day is gonna trend massively in one direction. So you're gonna end up incurring losses that may set you back. That's where an algorithm like this benefits massively because it doesn't take any losses. So instead of having large wins one day and hitting a daily loss limit the next day, potentially the next day, and then having another win, you can just cruise through and just have consistent winning trades that might actually end you up in a better position down the line than a more trend-based algorithm would. So, I mean, there's obviously benefits to both. Let me make sure that I still have you guys. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like everything's still good. But I just wanted to go back to, I think that covers everything. I'm going to allow you guys, like, I don't want to, I only have so much energy, to get on Zoom calls and speak to all of you guys. but I am going to add a book a call link along with the direct to buy button. But I pretty much just covered everything in this video. Another thing, you're going to want to use NQ or MNQ. You're going to want to use a 500 tick data series. The parameters, I can run through the parameters real quick. Not a big deal. Even though, actually, you know what? I'm not going to run through the parameters because I do it in this video right here. This video right here, NinjaTrader setup tutorial. I go through all the parameters. So really the only thing you could do is just download some of the trade performance and just make sure that the prop firm that you're working with either isn't going to ban, either allows automation or it's not going to, ban you. In most cases, you can just use a trade copier. For example, you can use the AlgoAI account manager, which allows you to copy from a sim account to your prop firm accounts or to your live account. You can do that. That's an option. Or you can use any other trade copier or trade syncer or whatever it might be. Again, this is our price. I mean, this is pretty reasonable for an algorithm that's this powerful at 679. But if you really want a discount, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to send me an email at this email. And if this price is really like, cutting it for you and you really need something that is, a little bit cheaper, just email me and maybe I can do something for you, like at most like $100 off. So I encourage you to do that. If not, just go ahead and gain access to the algo. By the way, we have a full suite of other algorithms that you will also get access to. We have, 7 strategies and counting. We have a hammer algo that's coming out for trading view. So we got a lot going on and it's constantly going to keep updating, but this is right now where we're at. There's pretty much nothing better, especially for instant funding accounts, anything funded. I mean, you guys can blast through and pass an eval without using an algorithm like this. You can, try to pass it in a day or whatever. But when it comes to the funded account, you don't want to blow it. You don't want to go in a drawdown the first day. You don't want to try to rely on a lucky day where it's trending in your direction on one of those first days. What you want is something that's going to consistently win. So you can be extremely confident in the fact that you're most likely not going to blow your account. That's really what you need, that assurance. And that's what we're trying to give you here. And the reality is, let me just keep playing it a little bit so you can see a couple more of the trades play out. Like, as you can see, it's only shooting for 50 ticks, but it's hitting it pretty much every time. The market replay works in such a way where sometimes the algo disables itself on the start of a new day. So I'm just going in there and re-enabling it. And I'm showing you that the overall P&L on the account is it's just on the different tab. So right here, 3250 as of April 17th and counting. So as you can see, like, it goes into a little bit of drawdown, but it ends up recovering just because the confluences are so strong and the smart money concepts are actually reliable. A lot of other indicators are lagging and they're not as reliable as just looking at market structure and deciding where things are going to go in the near term. It might not be the next bar. It might not be the next 10 bars, but overall it's deciding where the market is probably going to go in the nearest term. So I mean, yeah, I pretty much said everything. Go ahead, go to algoai.store/smart money concepts SMC algo and gain access today, because you don't want to miss this. You don't want to end up gambling away more accounts manually, or doing all these things that traders fall into the trap of constantly. There's just nothing out there that's like this. I mean, this is truly one of a kind. You won't find this anywhere else. Go ahead, gain access immediately, and you'll get the file. Actually, you'll get access to a portal that looks like this. It has all the instructions, and then it has the previous strategies, and it has the Smart Money Concepts algo with the zip file, with the videos on how to set it up, and the free AlgoAI account manager that you're really not going to need for this algorithm, but you might need it for some of the other algorithms that don't have 100% win rate, because you're going to want to mitigate, like, set a daily loss limit on the account and potentially daily profit targets on the account as well. We've got a ton of members. I'm covering so much work that it's impossible to get back to everybody. I grind every day on this business, and it really takes a toll on me. So if I don't reply immediately, I truly sincerely apologize. But at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding, and the fact is, this is the best algorithm on the market, in my opinion, for prop firm traders, for live traders that don't want any sort of risk. So just decreasing the risk, and just creating a slow burner, something that you can live off of, something that you can trust, rely on. You don't need the craziest VPS. You don't need some sort of like $200 VPS. You can use a normal private server, but a VPS is something you're gonna need, because if it's trading at 6 in the morning or 5 p.m. all day, every day, you need something with 100% uptime. So that is something that we can offer you through our partners, but it's something that you can pretty much get anywhere. Again, go ahead and purchase. I will add a book a call option, but I've literally covered everything, every single thing that you need. I've covered in this video. Whether you want to call it a webinar or just like an explanation video, I've covered everything. For this price, you're going to get access to all of the algorithms. You're going to get access to pretty much everything in terms of which settings you need. You're never going to have to pay again. You're going to get consistent updates on if we come up with newer algorithms or make adjustments to this one. You're going to get access to those. It's going to come with access to a couple of the trading view algorithms we have, or strategies we have as well, but those are a little bit tougher. Even though we are coming out with a new integration in the future that's going to be able to send trades directly from our engine directly to TradeAvate, so you're going to be able to skip TradingView and NinjaTrader entirely, but that's in early stages. Especially in terms of back testing, you really don't know what you're going to be getting in that sort of situation. So this is really much more tried and true and reliable. Again, email me here if you want maybe a $50 discount. Otherwise, hit buy now. It's going to take you to the link, and then it's going to take you to the portal where you're going to be able to download your zip file. You're going to be able to import it into NinjaTrader via tools, via import, via NinjaScript add-on. Then you're going to go to your strategies, hit new strategy, and it's going to be there for you. It's going to be called AlgoAI Smart Money Concepts. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you're on a 500 tick data series and enjoy, guys. I mean, the only thing I care about is making money for myself and for traders, and that's the only thing that truly matters at the end of the day. And the earlier we start on something that's tried and true and works, the better. We got a bright future ahead of us. We don't want to spend time just clicking buttons or gambling or just doing things that we hate doing. That's the beauty of automated trading. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. If you're running a bad algorithm, you're going to be stressing all day. You're going to be taking losses. It's going to be ruining your mood. What you really want is something that just doesn't lose, period. It'll let you sleep better at night knowing that your algorithm has a very high chance of winning the consecutive trade after consecutive trade after consecutive trade. So yeah, enjoy. I'm going to post this video right at the top so you guys all watch it. It's pretty much mandatory. And then after that, gain access, buy now, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you.